Hello people of the interweb, so I thought I would do another video on Selena, my Porsche 991 Carrera, and I thought I would do a little cheeky video showing you sort of the features of the interior and what I like and what I don't like about the inside of the car. So let's not delay it anymore. Here she is. I'm not going to give you a tour of the outside again, I've done that far too many times, so let's unlock the car and hop inside. So first of all, one thing that I do really like about the car is when you walk inside, it's sort of everything is leather, so you're greeted by leather and this wonderful leather smell. Oh god, that's close, isn't it? And yes, but one thing that does annoy me about this particular one is I am not a huge fan of these seats. For me, they're just not quite huggy enough, they don't hold you in enough. I mean, it's cool because they're bucket seats and everything, but I much prefer the sports seats. They're an optional extra and they have this extra shoulder piece that comes out, not beast. And these are sort of more pronounced, so it gives you a better hold while you're driving along. Then this one also has all the leather. A few little things that people don't know about. There's a little pouch here, which is where I keep my gum. In some of the, I think in the 997, there's a pouch up there that you can open. There's another pouch here where I put my sunglasses and everything. Then I'm just gonna hop in. Still on the door, you have your seat memory, 3 seat memories, only for the driver though, not on the passenger side. And then you got your window and side mirror controls and everything. Once you're inside, first of all, you have the key on the left because it's a Porsche, and then your light controls. That's pretty standard. These really nice vents that actually work really well. I like those. Then you're greeted by, in this case, the optional steering wheel. The car's going to come past and make some noise. Anyway, so yes, so here you have the optional steering wheel. I'm going to open the door, which is really nice. It's called the Sport Design wheel, I think. It's a bit thicker. You've got the pointer here, so when you're driving, you kind of use that to point where you're going. And then it's got the big paddles, which are, for me, the most important thing. I hate the buttons that Porsche put on some of their cars. I really don't like those. So the paddles are much better. It's your typical left to go down, right to go up. Then you've got your dials. So I'm not sure if it's dark, but here you have your oil temperatures and all of that. Your speed in miles an hour, which goes up to 200 miles an hour. You then also have your rev counter, that's the most important, with your gear selected on that little screen there. And then you have this screen, which I'll show you later, which does loads of different sort of options. You can change that and everything. And then you have your fuel range and all of those funky things. Moving on down here, so these are empty now, but you can have different buttons here. So you can have, by the way, look, I burnt my finger, which really hurts right there. But yes, you can have a sports exhaust button there, the wing with any 991 that sort of comes like that. This is for the auto start stop at traffic lights if you want the engine to shut off for fuel efficiency. You have the traction control, which you press and hold to turn off and then just click to turn back on, and the sport button. Some cars have Sport Plus as well somewhere here. I think it goes Sport, Sport Plus, and then you have the traction control there. This sort of changes the exhaust, makes the ride a bit harder. Your stereotypical things, the throttle is more sensitive, and the steering as well. This is for the roof. Let me show you, so I'm just going to pop the key in. Right there. Turn this, and so with the roof you just pull and that comes off, or then you just pull it back that way and it goes back on. You can also do this, which you just press and it opens the back part there. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see that, probably not, but yeah, it just opens on a, ooh, focus camera, ooh, sorry, okay, there we go, back down. Then you got your armrest, nothing much exciting going on here. You've got the 12-volt power outlet, and it's pretty tiny, to be honest. I mean, you know, it's not very deep. Gear selector, typical PRND, and then manual here, you kind of hit it to the side. Heated seats, all your sort of climate controls, the radio. I'll talk you through this screen in a bit. I got my my phone holder here. If you have the sports chrono, you have the little clock there. These are your cup holders, which come out like this. And then you can close again like that. So then you have your cup holders out. Those are quite neat because they don't have to be out all the time, because cup holders aren't the most visually attractive things. Then you got your your glove box here where you put the USB in and aux and all of that different stuff, so that's quite cool. And I have my iPhone cable. People are walking past and looking at me like, what the hell is that guy doing? You got all your seat controls on the side. Like with any Porsche, you have the I guess you would call this the boot in the front, and then the hood, I guess, to open at the back. You just pull those and they open. Parking brake down here. And yeah, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to talk you through all of the sort of systems. So you can hear the radios on. This one has a Bose sound system, which is really nice actually. And then yeah, so you have audio buttons here for different things. So tuner is for radio, that's where you choose your station. Whoopsie, switch that back off, and you toggle through the different options using this thing there. Source is where the sound comes from, that's if you've got your auxiliaries in or anything like that. That's also what you do from media, you go there, you got your phone, Bluetooth phone, sound to adjust all your bass and treble and all of that sort of funky stuff. Phone off. Navigation, which is really nice. It works really well with the points of interest. I've used that to find a bunch of restaurants and things like that. Map, which the most useful thing about the map is that you can have it here, but it kind of gives a weird display here. I feel like it might be in settings and everything, it's always pointing in the wrong direction, but what I always do is I get it up on this screen. So there's a little lever back here which you can press. I might just switch the lights on so you can see that better. There we go. So a little lever down there, and you press it up or down to go through the settings. So you got your tire pressures, your ride info, navigation settings there. That's the map. So I usually just have this view where I'm looking at that map there, and that works quite well. And then you can also go to this screen where it gives you sort of distances and when your next turn is and everything. And this also gives you your cruise control settings, telephone and sound systems, and then your fuel pressure, and then you push and pull to go through those settings differently. So like when I would be here, for example, I could then choose my different types of map and blah-de-blah-de-blah. But yeah, I mean, that's basically the inside. You do have the two back seats back there, but they aren't that useful. They're good for short rides, but nothing really much longer. But for me, it's one of the main things I've always said with Porsches: until you drive one, you're not necessarily really gonna like them. I wasn't a huge Porsche guy until I drove one, and as soon as I drove one and I was inside one and I felt how cool it felt, I fell in love. So I think the interiors of Porsches are just insane. I think they're some of the best interiors, and I really, really like them. So that's why I have this car. But yeah, I mean, I can do more reviews, this type of review. Any questions you have, I take those. I also do a lot of Periscope now, so add me on Periscope. It's Seb, at Seb_Delaney. And then just add me on there when I do Periscopes, driving in the car, where I'll answer your questions as I'm driving. So yeah, add me for that, and that's pretty much it. I'll be back very soon with some videos. I'm going on a little holiday type thing for weeks, so there might not be that many videos this week, but then after that I'll be back on as usual. And yes, I will see you very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye. A little bit of corrosion? Mate, you have a fucking beach growing on your door.
Yeah, pretty standard sort of spec. And then that Veyron is awesome. I don't really know